Hello, hello, hello. The new update, new day. I'm No02, and I have a new team composition for you here. New team composition here for you for Act 1. It's the act I'm most familiar with, so I was able to bust this out relatively quickly. I'm confident with these 4 decks. If you want to play with your friends or take one of these decks into solo queue, they'll all sort of work on their own. But these decks are designed around playing with people who are on your team. Etc. We got Walker Sniper, Doc Debuff Support, Hoffman LMG, Evangelo Move Speed Support. And this team composition is going to feature one interesting concept here, where we're going to use the other 3 characters to help accelerate Walker into faster damage with a sniper rifle. We have Share the Wealth, per usual, double grenade pouch, right? Solid foundation for resurgence. Reload speed, because if we don't have a sniper rifle, it's still good, and if we do have a sniper rifle, that's more DPS. One thing that I want to say that I forgot to mention in my burn card video is that Dusty's Customs, great card. It's the cheapest of all the burn cards, and it helps you stack the deck in your favor. Let's say you're playing a sniper character. One of the issues of playing a sniper character is that they need to find a sniper rifle. The M1A doesn't really do what we want a sniper to do. So on the first mission, if you feel an extra spicy, you can pop a burn card for Dusty's Customs for a sniper rifle and potentially get a Phoenix or a Barrett, things like that. You can even have your whole team do it for you if your team is really relying on you to be a super amazing sniper. Things like that. Something to consider with the burn cards that we can again sort of cut a corner. We don't need weapon scavenger anymore. I never really ran it anyways, but people love that card. You can skip weapon scav, who cares, and just burn a custom whatever built sniper rifle and do your thing. But you're going to notice here that we go reload speed into cold brew coffee. This card I think is great. This is a quality of life card that's going to be seen a lot in any sort of weapon focused deck. It's so versatile. Reload speed, aim speed, weapon swap speed, and use speed. Other than the use speed, all 3 of these stats are really nice to have for sniper rifle, plus the reload speed increases our DPS. So we're cutting a corner here. And now we have Fleet of Foot for the crossing, right? Where's our stamina? You'll see, right? But we're just sort of maxing out our DPS as quickly as possible. It's a little silly, a little mid-maxy. We cut out 1 card and we're squeezing in 1 extra reload speed card for Walker. Reload drills, now we're at maximum reload speed without having to get accuracy for clean sweep. And now we just start building into the damage a little bit. Your stock pouch, grenade pouch for the barroom glitch because it's relatively easy to sit in a corner and kill things. The only thing that's going to dislodge you is mutations, and grenades are great for doing that. So for Walker, you can choose between pipe bombs, flashbangs, or even grenades if you want to. You can throw a grenade, and that will typically do enough damage and stun the target long enough that you can then shoot with your sniper rifle. Throwing a grenade, getting that little stun, that stumble stun or whatever, and then having the weapon swap speed will get you back to your sniper rifle faster, and then you can start bursting down the tall boy with your sniper rifle and the grenade. Or you can do flashbangs, or you can do pipe bombs. You'll see how the grenades are a little bit flexible on this team composition. We get silver bullets. Here, I like getting Patient Hunter on 10, because that is the diner holdout. And that's a place where pretty regularly you can stand in your corner and just hold down right click, just constantly ADS, and you just wait for mutations. And you just become a little sniper turret. So and it's plenty open to do this, and your other 3 teammates have a turret and an LMG, and they're doing the thing for you. So a very easy map to get your maximum damage out of Patient Hunter. Large caliber rounds, which got buffed. Reckless strategy, right? Just more weak spot damage now. Hyper focus. I like getting the weak spot damage later just because I like the flexibility of not having to worry about hitting a weak spot. We're already using a sniper rifle that does a crap ton of damage anyways, so just hit them anywhere, it doesn't matter. And plus the bullet damage is multiplicative naturally with weak spot damage anyways, so something to keep in mind. And so it all works out, I think. Right, but now on these maps, these are nice and open maps, right? Bad Seeds and Hell's Bells, relatively open at parts. So getting flanks and maneuvering around the tall boy and other mutations for you to get an angle on the weak spot becomes way more possible on these maps. This is why I opt to get them later anyways. But also getting hyper focused on abandoned will mean like almost guaranteed that if an exploder or a wretch were to pop around a corner and sort of dislodge you from the infected house, a quick shot from you will be able to either insta-kill or stumble that mutation, which is why we get hyper-focused here specifically. Then we get glass cannon, just full-on damage. Full-on damage at this point, right? We're basically just cutting all these corners to get as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible. We'll be one-shotting a lot of things, chunking things pretty heavily, etc., and shooting relatively fast with our sniper rifle. If we die at any point in time, we get well-fed, giving our team an extra 10 points of health. We have well-fed here instead of canned goods because we're trying to buff the field cannon user. Here is where the interesting things begin to happen just a little bit here, right? Okay, you'll see it more with Hoffman and Evangelo. Share the wealth, grenade pouch, you know why. Safe room recovery. Safe room recovery stacks, and it got buffed. So you're going to see Hoffman has safe room recovery on 3, so does Evangelo. Ammo, you won't need to buy ammo for the most part between missions, and everyone on your team will recover 21 trauma and heal 45 points of health. That's a crap ton of health, that's a crap ton of trauma. A trauma station for 400 copper will heal you for 30 trauma. We almost get there. So we pretty much have trauma and health on a passive basis here now. We all get it on Blood Tunnel, just to be safe. If you have a horrible resurgence, having safe room recovery on Blood Tunnel is going to help you recover a lot. And if things are going well, you're not taking a lot of trauma, safe room recovery will cover up all the little excess poke damage you take, and you'll have 100% health for most of this run. Crap ton of health. Experienced EMT. So as far as I have been hearing, I haven't experienced it or experimented with it myself, but from what I'm hearing, experienced EMT is still doing the same thing. It's actually still restoring trauma damage at the end of a mission. It's just only 10 as opposed to 20 now. But we have it here not for that reason. We have it here for the stamina regen and for the stamina regen and the stamina bonus, 10% for both. Right? I almost look at this card like in terms of mandatory PT, but we get the extra 10% health with it as well. So Jim is cutting out stamina cards on our way to the crossing because Doc on Pain Train will have EMT, so that when you do get to the crossing, if you don't have the money for it, pop a burn card for the extra cash or whatever, but Doc at the start of the mission can just shoot everybody, pop a bandage or pop pain pills on everyone. Everyone gets the extra 10 stamina regen, and extra 10 points of life. It'll really help you with the crossing when you get there. Fleet of foot for the crossing, of course. And now we get into the debuff thing. Shredder. Doc can use an SMG or a shotgun, doesn't matter. Actually, I'm sorry. Doc needs to use an SMG, we have Speed Demon. Doc uses an SMG. Great fun. Shoulder bag for the extra pills or bandages or whatever, or med kits, whatever you prefer. Doesn't really matter. Extra grenade pouch for the barroom blitz, because again, grenades counter mutations for the most part. So Doc can run grenades, flashbangs, pipe bombs. Very flexible team as far as grenades go, so you guys can figure that out amongst yourself. Typically you want maybe one person with pipe bombs, and then everyone else is either using grenades or flashbangs. Shoulder bag for the extra resources, grenade for the barroom blitz so you don't get pushed out of your safe corner. Poultice now. Again, shoulder bag, poultice, experienced EMT, safe room recovery. You're going to have crap ton of health, tons of trauma recovery, super duper healthy, all the time no matter what. Offensive Scavenger. I've been talking about Offensive Scavenger on Abandoned, right? As a great card for Abandoned, because getting an extra grenade or flashbang on a map where there's so much demand for your grenade resources, as well as so much opportunity to loot for grenade resources. Great card. We're still going to have it there when we get to Abandoned, but I have discovered that Offensive Scavenger is kind of bonkers insane on the Diner map. I have run this card maybe 10 times on the Diner map, and And we get and at the time we got all kinds of wire and flashbangs and Molotovs. I think by the time we got to the diner, into the diner parking lot, we had found 4 or 5 different offensive items scattered on the map and through cars and things like that. I think totally worth it to get it here on the diner, where again you're going to be parking yourself in a corner. The only real thing that's going to heck you up is mutations, so have plenty of resources to deal with them. Marked for death on the big open map to round out our debuffer build, giving us plenty of damage and whatever to kill things. It's also kind of nice on these bigger open maps to get marked for death, because if you happen to get fog or gloom on these maps, you're going to be key to pinging things off in the distance, because fog and gloom get really, really powerful on these big open maps, because we lose our advantage of open space, because our visual open space gets reduced so much. Speed Demon, mostly for the reload speed, and that's about it, just to keep our shredder more active, give us more crowd control ability and things like that. Surplus pouches for extra grenades, again, and this is more for us preparing for Rolling Thunder as opposed to Abandoned. But if you're hurting for cash at this point, hopefully Offensive Scavenger and the extra grenade slots will allow you to slurp up all the extra supplies as you're going through that map, and etc. Canned goods for the durability, and then well fed. If everyone dies on a map, you'll get 15 cards, and again, we're buffing the field cannon guy, but we're going to put ourselves first here. Canned goods for the extra health, well fed for the extra health, because literally, if you get lucky and don't get enough tall boys, and nothing can actually push the field cannon person off of the field cannon, you can actually just tank damage. It's just to buy time. Just use your body, block the field cannon, get in the way. If a tall boy shows up, get aggro on him, pull him away from the field cannon, take a hit for the team. Canned goods and well fed will allow you to do that for as long as possible. Hoffman LMG, I love it. Share the wealth. Mandatory PT second. We're going to take advantage of the fact that Hoffman has a second grenade slot to begin with. He's only 1 grenade slot behind everyone else, right? So mandatory PT. Again, this is a card that's going to allow Jim to skip a stamina card so that he can squeeze in an extra reload card earlier. Mandatory PT, safe room recovery on 3 to begin that infinite health trauma recovery stack. Now we get double grenade pouch on Pain Train, fleet of foot for the crossing. And now with mandatory PT and experienced EMT, the team has more access to stamina, and we have Evangelo for the extra 5% movement speed. So we're taking advantage of some interesting things here to cut corners, essentially, and sort of rework things. I like mandatory PTs here on Resurgence, simply because it's going to give your team the ability to run through the final part of Resurgence on the trucks, which is a common place for people to run anyways. It's going to make that strategy even stronger now, to run on the top of the trucks, get to the safe room quickly, be safe, be healthy. If you have speedrun a secondary objective, close it out, easy peasy, no problem. Safe room recovery, double grenade pouch, fleet of foot. I've been loving In the Zone. In the Zone stacks with itself, and every time you get a stack of In the Zone, the 5-second timer fully resets. So with an LMG, in a Horde event, getting 10 stacks is super easy. Super duper easy, and you can just maintain it almost infinitely. And all of a sudden, you're reloading your LMG really, really fast. Bomb Squad, improvised explosives. Hoffman will be using grenades. And so we're building up to, and we get Bomb Squad and improvised explosives right next to each other to help guarantee that Hoffman's grenades will one-shot tall boys at the bar. That's the point. His grenades will one-shot tall boys at the bar. He'll also be the better player to throw the Molotovs. They doesn't have to. Those Molotovs will deal slightly more damage. Grenade pouch, building up to the diner, where we'll need as many grenades as possible. Cold brew coffee. The reload speed, the aim speed, the weapon swap speed, getting from our LMG to our grenade when we need to, etc. Great, great, great. And just more reload speed for our LMG is always awesome as well. Reload speed for the LMG. Slurpee pouches, Slurpus pouches, extra grenades, get more grenades. Read all about it. And then offensive scavenger for abandoned for the same reason. There's lots of opportunity to loot on a map where there's going to be a lot of stress on your grenades. This is a great clutch card for abandoned. Canned goods and well fed. Give your team the tanking capabilities. Evangelo is going to be using the field cannon. So his deck is a little more bland. But he's a support character. Share the Wealth, double grenade pouch, safe room recovery on 3, mandatory PT, and then fleet of foot. We have 2 mandatory PTs for an extra 30 stamina for the team, and then the EMT from Doc for 40. So we actually have recreated having cross trainers and superior cardio, and to have recreated it health-wise as well, not just stamina-wise, but health-wise as well with EMT, which allows Jim to cut a card and get extra reload speed early. And then fleet of foot for the crossing. Needs of the many. This is why we have Walker over Jim. Needs of the many getting cancelled out by Walker's bonus health. Team gets an extra life. Inspiring sacrifice going into bookworms to get the wombo combo of healing. Shoulder bag for the extra supplies. And then cold brew coffee. We just begin the use speed dumpage. Cold brew coffee. Blah 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 blah. Get the use speed. That's really what we want it for. That's really what we want it for. This is supposed to be switched. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yes, it is. This is supposed to be switched. On the diner, you're going to have a lot of access to throwables. So having Evangelo be in the front. Excuse me, almost choked. Having Evangelo be in front throwing things, him getting extra temporary health, can be a nice way to absorb excess damage if it gets too close to you. As well as if anything goes wrong, if everything goes to crap, Evangelo at the very least can pick up 3 grenades. He can book it, start running around the map, and throw fire in the hole for extra speed, extra health, maneuverability. Ideally, though, you're never in that situation. Combat medic for the use speed, headband for the use speed, screwdriver for the use speed, multi-tool for the use speed when we get to the field cannon on Rolling Thunder, and if you die, you have canned goods. So in theory now, Rolling Thunder should be slightly faster, slightly easier, because we have cold brew coffee. Now this team doesn't have Carly though, so in theory this is still slower than a Carly team, but only by 25%, or only by 50%. So, kind of an interesting deck, right? Kind of an interesting team composition here, where we sort of take advantage of the fact that EMT now gives stamina to cut corners, as well as mandatory PT to cut corners for one of our teammates to skip things and etc. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think of this team composition, if it works out for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the future.